what I'm talking about.
Wait!
Okay, now, from the beginning.
The TridentZ RGB memory from G.SKILL.
Let's go! Okay. Let's go! Let's go! Okay. Let's go! Let's go! Okay. Let's go!
How much RAM do you need for gaming? It's a good question, and it's what we're here to find out. So we'll consider 3 different kits with 3 different budgets and levels of performance in mind. First, we have an 8GB kit of Corsair Vengeance LPX DDR4. These are budget-friendly, low-profile DIMMs that'll work great in both cheap and small form factor builds. Next, we have a 16GB kit of Vengeance Pro modules, and as you'll soon find out, a kit like this is often referred to as a sweet spot for PC gamers. And last, we've got a beefy 32GB kit of Dominator Platinums, excellent styling, top-grade memory chips, and blazing fast speed. But this capacity isn't always the best for gaming, so let's run a few tests. Now up front, you should note that we're only testing memory capacity in this video, not memory speed. Generally, faster modules with tighter timings are more desirable. This is especially the case for Ryzen-based systems whose Infinity Fabric latencies are tied to this parameter. But faster RAM, tighter timings, more expensive. But back to the topic at hand. Using an Intel-based system with plenty of horsepower for modern games, we've run a few tests using the 3 aforementioned kits, all tuned with the same frequency and timing, so that the only delta between all of these tests is the capacity. The first benchmark we ran was GTA 5 in 1080p, high settings. At 8GB, things are decent, but we noticed a substantial bump in performance with a 16GB kit. 1% low stabilize, and the gameplay looks and feels much smoother overall. But doubling that capacity again for our 32GB kit yields, well, not much extra, actually. And this is why we often refer to 16 gigs as the new gaming sweet spot. Anything past this and returns diminish drastically. And this isn't just the case with GTA 5, by the way. More modern titles like Assassin's Creed Odyssey and Shadow of the Tomb Raider prefer 16 gigs over 8, yet struggle to bring anything extra to the table with 32. Now, to be clear, there are certainly applications where having more memory available is preferable. Content creation, 3D modeling, and VMs are among them, but from a gaming standpoint, stick with 16. The extra money you would have spent on 32 gigs can be pushed into a better graphics card or a better CPU. By the way, any of these kits can be purchased in a 16 gig configuration. You don't just have to buy a Vengeance Pro kit in order to get 16. A 16 gig LPX kit from Corsair is a bit more bare bones, but it'll get the job done on a tighter budget. You can even get really fast LPX memory. Vengeance Pro modules are a nice middle ground and won't necessarily break the bank. You'll also find super sweet addressable RGB LEDs, and a 16 gig Dominator Platinum kit can provide among the best performance with great styling for a more premium price. But regardless of how you slice it, any of these kits in a 16 gig capacity will serve most gamers just fine. So a quick recap then. 16 gigs is the sweet spot for 1080p gaming today, but if you do any sort of content creation, video work, or just want to future-proof your system, 32 gigs won't hurt. It's just a matter of how you plan to allocate your budget for the future. And it ventures a bit beyond the scope of this video, but you'll want to make sure you don't buy a kit of RAM rated for speeds higher than those corresponding to your motherboard's chipset. And this is especially the case for some lower-end Intel motherboards. Usually they support up to about 2666 megahertz. Anything faster than that from a kit of RAM would be pointless, right? Not being able to take advantage of faster memory is a downside of going with a cheaper motherboard. So you want to make sure that you buy a board that's compatible with the RAM that you buy. Otherwise, buy the cheaper kits that are slower. But remember, as mentioned earlier, if you're sporting a Ryzen CPU, regardless of what you do with the system, you'll ideally want the fastest compatible RAM kit in a dual channel 16 gig configuration. That's all for this one. My name's Greg. Thanks for learning with me.
If you like the video, please click on the like button, write a comment, and subscribe to my channel.